Hey guys, it's me, Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. How are you doing today? Today we're going to talk about our favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool one, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. What is our cool subject for today? Our cool subject for today is what it was like my very first year selling real estate. Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. And I'm going to tell the truth. It was hard. It was tough. It was rough. And I'm going to tell you what, I enjoyed every minute of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and like I said, the warts and all. You know, I got an opportunity to get my license on Friday the 13th. Okay. 2 days later, a pandemic came down and visited us here in Jacksonville, Florida, and it closed pretty much every single thing down. It was crazy. People were scared. And here I was with my license. So what would I do? How could I survive? I wanted to go ahead and be a real estate sales guy. And so what happened was I started interviewing people. I called on 10 different companies, and they all said the same thing. Well, right now you can train and learn and do all kinds of stuff, but you're not going to really have much chance to be able to do any open houses or anything. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is yet. So the key to success was when I first got my license and everything. I was so stoked, I was excited, I was happy. But I was scared too, and come to find out, I didn't know a lot. And I did some interviews. Like I said, I did 10 interviews. I did some Zoom ones. I did some in-person ones. I did some over the phones, and, everybody was wearing their mask. Even they were wearing their mask when they were on Zoom. Yeah, okay, just saying. And then I got a opportunity to work with this cool company called Exit Real Estate Gallery right here in Jacksonville, Florida. I had a couple of great big companies, about 3 of them, who all said the same. Well, hey, go over there and get your good training and come back and see us in a couple of years. I'm like, really? I felt like, dang, man, they must know their stuff. So I talked to a beautiful woman. Her name was Diane Cook. She was awesome, man. She was just like my mentor, and she told me all about the company, the way it works, and how they work, and all this good stuff, and the camaraderie and all the stuff that they have available. But their training, oh my gosh, was very, very intense. They had some great training. So I decided, well, Gary Lee, let me pray about it. And that's what I did. I started praying about it, and then God said, well, you got to give one of these guys a chance. So that's what I did. I gave Exit an opportunity, and I had to do an online course. Generally, they did it in person, but we ended up having to do it over the Zoom thing, and it was cool. And Sonny Down, he was a great guy. He's the guy he's one of the owners. Ray is also the other owner of the company. They did their online training and stuff, Zoom. So it was pretty cool. But see, everything was locked down, so you really couldn't go do much. And we were locked down for about a month and a half, or maybe a little bit longer, if that. So what I did was I went out and pretended. I went over to the Avondale area, which is a very exclusive, nice community, and they had a beautiful park out there called Boone Park. And I went out there and walked around the neighborhoods and practiced Zooming and acting like I was selling and walking people around these beautiful, luxurious homes. And Gary Lee was practicing. But also in the first year, I got an opportunity also, because of the downtime, to take my 45-hour of continuing education. That's one of the things you're going to have to do. So you might as well knock it out of the park and get it done, because you're going to have to do that by the end of the second year. And it goes real, real quick. So do yourself a due diligence. Knock that thing out. Plus, I also had to, my first year, I literally took hundreds of hours worth of classes. Exit had their onboarding stuff, which was really important. They basically taught you the fundamentals, the basics, but you got to go to all these classes and stuff, because see, when you take that 63-hour course, you learn about ethics, and you learn about some basic stuff. When you take the 45-hour continuing education class, you learn about contracts, how to talk to people, what things mean, and so forth. You get a little bit more detail, so you might want to get that knocked out so you can have a conversation with a customer and don't go, I don't know. But see, also, like I said, they had continuing education, and see, after that month and a half was over and everything, they said, hey, well, we can finally start doing some open houses. And you know what? I did a bunch of open houses. And you say, well, why would I want to do open houses? Well, that gives you the capability to talk to people, learn your trade of selling, give yourself an opportunity to get referrals. You got people coming in to look at these beautiful homes, and at that particular time, things were a little bit slow, but we had, you'd have maybe 4, 5, 10 people come in and look at a home. Everybody was masked up. They were all wearing their garb and cleaning. We had cleaning supplies, so you had to make sure you were wearing a mask and so forth, and social distancing and all the good stuff. It was not scary, but it was crazy. And so I also went and did door to door. I knocked on doors. I farmed some communities, and I did those open houses, and I'd walk around the neighborhood and say, hey, we got an open house coming up this week. And I got some opportunities where I got some telephone numbers and addresses, because you learn how to do that in your first year if you're lucky when you do that. So you have what they call a sphere of influence, so people you can call on and say, hey, I know you were looking for a house. That particular may not have been the one for you, but we can go ahead and look at some houses that are in the community. They're in the same price range, so let's go ahead and set an appointment. And that's what I did, and I was real fortunate. I got up with this one couple. They were really nice, and they had kids, and they called me up and said, we like your spice, we like the way you act, we like how your personality is. You gave us a chance to look around. You weren't real pushy, and you were real nice. And so I was. So they gave me a chance to be able to sell. And so we went and looked, and I had this other couple. They did the same thing, but the lady wasn't as nice as the other couple, and she knew a lot about, buying houses and stuff. Because when you first get into the business, guys, you don't know much. And some people may know more than you. Some of the customers may know more than you. They may treat you a little bit with a little bit of disrespect. And yes, I did. I had one that treated me really bad. We drove all over the place, and they decided to go ahead and get somebody else who was a little bit more knowledgeable to go ahead and walk them through the process. Now, I ain't saying it's the right thing, but that particular salesperson they talked to, they knew they had somebody else, but that's okay. People get a choice to be able to choose who they want. And I kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because they ended up ghosting me. And the lady, I called her back about a month later, and she says, well, we went ahead and bought this other house, and I'm trying to get my real estate license, because I told her she should try to get her real estate license, because she knew more than I did. And that was embarrassing. But like I said, guys, you got to start somewhere. Remember, I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all. It's the truth, guys. I tell the truth. I didn't know much. I didn't even, you get these, this particular key things where it comes on your phone, where you beep in, to when you get out in front of the house and you go into the houses and stuff. And you have this special key that's on your on your phone, and it lets you in. It's pretty doggone cool, and I didn't know how to use it when I first started, but the daggone customer did. Now, the customer that I worked with, I told them, I said, look, I'm a brand new salesperson. I was honest with these people, and some people, they were really nice about it. And then I got another couple, they were really nice. They wanted new construction, so we went and looked at new construction. And I also worked over at Adams Homes, a great company that gave me a chance to do some interning by sitting in their models on days off, and I sold a house. Okay, guys, it was like I had stuff rolling and stuff was going, and I was getting referrals, and people were coming. I was starting, like I said, you got to get out there, you got to do the do. And I also called on people. I started doing Facebook ads. I started getting on YouTube and making sales videos. Okay, because my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I am your sales guy. I'm your real estate sales guy. Check out my videos, guys. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe. What did I do in my first year as a real estate agent? I busted my butt. I worked my hiney off, and I'm gonna tell you what, it was wonderful. It was great. And see, here's the thing: we live in Jacksonville. We live in the South, and a lot of these other states, like New York and Georgia and North Carolina, and all these California folks started moving in groves like crazy. crazy. And it really messed up the business for us here in Florida, because you had so many people, you didn't got enough inventory. You got people selling their houses, making money off of their homes, but you had people who were trying to sell their homes, who got credit and financing that wanted to buy it. They got financed for $200,000, $250,000, and you know what? All them houses got bought up. You got 4 or 5 people deep paying cash and over the price, over what it was actually appraised for. And I'm gonna tell you what, it knocked out a lot of people who live locally to be able to buy homes, and it was tough because I was working with people that were buyers, mostly because I'm brand new. I didn't know a lot, and I had one seller. They sold their house up in Georgia, and I didn't get a chance to make all of that, but I got a referral fee. So see, you can make money, and you also have rental properties and stuff where you can show people rental properties. You don't make a lot doing that, but for some folks, it's gas money. It's another way to make a little bit of money. But like I said, the open houses stopped pretty much as soon as we had people moving from up north here at the beginning of the 2021. It was like people were coming in such fast. People that could sell houses, who've been in the business for a while, that had a sphere of influence of people who were trying to sell their houses, they were making bank. They're making bank still to this day, and it's kind of like really tough. But if you have a customer who's looking to buy a house that's in the $350,000 to $400,000 to $500,000 range, okay, yeah, there's quite a few of those. But the 200s, forget about it. I'm telling you what, these people came in and paid cash. They paid for them homes. They bought up all this inventory, and now new construction is like crazy. The prices of everything, wood, everything to make a house is going up. So it's kind of getting a little bit tough, because when you have an influx of people, you got to have places for them to live. So this is my experience. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all when it comes to selling real estate. And one of the things you really got to work on is your paperwork, because see, a lot of times you don't sell a lot, and it takes time. It's like you don't get no instant gratification when you're selling houses or homes. The reason why is because see, it's like you'll get a sale and then there'll be a lull, because you got to go ahead and keep busy. You got to keep working. You got to keep selling. You got to keep knocking on doors. You got to keep getting on YouTube, Facebook, and all these Instagram. You got to let people know, hey, I'm in the business. You got to keep getting your business cards, talking to people, sharing your information. I've literally handed out so many cards, and I've reprinted, and I got thousands of new ones because I wanted something special, and all mine's got a thumbs up because I'm that kind of guy. Got magnets on the side of my cars to let people know, hey, I'm a salesperson, and I'm always letting people know that this is what I do for a living. Now, it's like I said, some people, they may come on like gangbusters, but this year I was knocking it out of the park. It was like before December, before the 21st or 2021 in January, man, I was kicking butt and taking names. But because of the pandemic and all those people having to be boxed up and they're wanting to move to Florida to have some freedom and everything, they came down here and they really just took everything. They made it, it made it really rough. But if you're out there selling houses and you got people who trust you enough to go ahead and sell your house, man, my friends are making money, honey. Now, slowly but surely, things are starting to kind of, work its way out this way. But you've got a lot of people who have old homes and stuff in different particular neighborhoods that nobody wants to live in anymore. But see, those old homes are gems, because you can buy them pretty daggone cheap and you can go ahead and fix them up. It's just like all those neighborhoods up in New York, up in Baltimore and stuff that weren't really great neighborhoods, and these people fixed these homes up, made them look real good, and now, heck, everybody wants those brownstones. Everybody wants those row homes that are really, really nice. And the same thing's happening here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're a huge city. We got a big old city. We can't tell you where to live, because as realtors, our job is to help people buy stuff. We really can't tell you what's a good neighborhood, a bad neighborhood. You have to do your own due diligence. But like I said, a lot of those neighborhoods at one time that people were trying to get out of, now they're buying those because they're so cheap, and you can go in and you can go ahead and fix the houses up. And I've noticed that a lot of yuppies and a lot of people, Starfish or whatever you are, buying those houses, and they are tremendously making the neighborhoods even bigger and better. I mean, it's just crazy. And new construction, holy cow, we've got so many different developers. I was, like I said, working with Adams, and I got a chance to learn the business. I went and talked to some different contractors and stuff, and there are different companies that will give you the capability to go ahead and sit at their model homes. Now, you can also learn about the MLS. You can take and go visit. I went and visited doggone homes and stuff, videotaped them, and they were like mine. People were looking at these things thinking they were my homes, and all I'm doing is letting people see homes that are for sale. Like I said, this year's been a very busy year. It's been a little crazy. It's been really tough. It's been crazy, and I'm hoping it'll kind of a little bit slow down with people moving in, so our people who live in the state of Florida can buy homes at affordable rates. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. The whole state of Florida is blowing up. It's just amazing. Real estate is fun. But see, if you have a part-time job right now, it would probably be a great idea. If you're brand new, don't quit your daytime job yet. Go ahead and start this out, part-time, and then, once you start getting some sales, because it takes a while. I mean, you get a person who's interested, it could take 30 to 60 to 90 days for you to get your first paycheck. And if you ain't got a significant other, I have nobody. I had to make the money, honey, and have to work a part-time job and work another job just to be able to survive, and it can be tough. It was rough, but I made it through, and I'm still working on it. I'm not going to give up on the career of real estate because there was a bumps and there was issues, because I love real estate and I love selling. So do me a favor, guys. We just had a great conversation today about what it was like in my first year to sell real estate. It was tough, man. I had to learn a lot, and I'm going to tell you what, it was crazy. But I'm going to keep on going, so get out there and sell something. But if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. What do we do? What was our topic? How it was the first year when I was selling real estate. It was crazy, man. It was rough. All right.